Hello, friends. This is Drew Breyer back with another episode in my podcasting series. Today, what I'd like to talk about is a concept related to Bitcoin and blockchain technology. And that principle that I'd like to talk about today is cryptography. And specifically, public key cryptography, which is at the heart of really what makes Bitcoin what it is and what gives us that degree of trustworthiness and credibility and certainty that when a transaction is initiated using the Bitcoin protocol, we have a degree of certainty that it's good. And public key encryption is kind of the reason that happens. And I'd like to quickly show today that by using a simple program called GPG, I'm actually able to show a representation of how this actually would work and play out and give us this ability to send messages cryptographically. And so the reason that this is so breakthrough and awesome is because how this works is I, as a sender of a message, also transmit something to the receiving party before something happens. And that something is my public key. So think of this public key as an open padlock. So a padlock that I have opened using my private key. And by opening this padlock, I'm going to give it to whoever. I'm going to make this padlock public. It's going to be hung from the door of my house, and whoever is to send me a message is going to use that padlock and lock it. And so once they've locked their message with my open padlock, the receiving party cannot unlock that message. They're not able to decipher what's been kept by that padlock, because they don't maintain control of the private key or the key required to open that padlock. And so to demonstrate that a bit, I'm going to use a program called GPA. It's within the GPG for Windows. The GPG for Windows bundle, which is an implementation of the PGP protocol for sending cryptographic messages. It's all very standard, and the NSA uses it. I don't know, people that really need to be certain about the trustworthiness of their messages use this technology, and it's been standardized as well, so we know that it's credible. And so using a standard implementation of that, I've created two keys here. And so quickly, what I'm able to do with these keys is I can encrypt messages. And so first what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the key to the andrew.breyer@hotmail's key that I have here. And with that, I'm going to publicly I'm going to open this padlock to the world. And so with this, say I posted this to a website or sent it to somebody in a Gmail, or pretend that we didn't just copy this from here and that we got this from a public-facing place. And so when I get this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, all right, what I want to do is I want to use this padlock to encrypt a message. Because what I'm doing as somebody sending a message to Andrew is I'm using this so that we know that the only person able to open it is Andrew himself. Only Andrew now Andrew Breyer is going to be able to decipher a message that is encrypted using this key. So opening the clipboard, it's fully devoid of any logins or passwords or anything, just a fat and happy clipboard. I'm going to copy this key here. Actually, I'm not going to. I'm going to type a message here. So this message for Andrew only, period. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to encrypt that message. So I'm going to encrypt it, and I'm going to encrypt it using a public key from Andrew Breyer. And so this I've loaded into the system. It's just a public key. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say I'm going to use this public key. This is public. This hasn't been signed or anything. And I'm just going to encrypt this message. And here's my message. Okay. Now this message came to us through... this has been transmitted to Andrew Breyer. You know, it could have been transmitted anywhere. This could be public as well. So if I put this on, you know, imagine I'm on a forum, for example, all that's occurred here is that somebody wants to send a message to Andrew Breyer. They've used his public key or his open padlock and locked it. And when that's locked, this is what we see. And anybody can really come into hands with this. It's just been jumbled around using cryptographic principles that make it so that this is indecipherable to anybody except somebody that would know what to do with it and be in control of the private keys that are needed to unlock this. And so I'm going to get this from somewhere else. I'm going to copy that here. I've got a PGP message. And so with this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to decrypt that message. And so I'm going to decrypt that message, and it's going to ask me for the passphrase associated with Andrew Breyer at hotmails.com. So this is a 2048-bit RSA, or I forget the guy's name, but it's a secure algorithm. With another one that you'll see is SHA-256, or secure hashing algorithm, 256 bits. This is a very secure one. It would take a massive amount of computational power to make something of this. I mean, unfathomable. But so I can, you know, enter my password in there, and lo and behold, this message is for Andrew only. I'm the only person who possibly could have opened this. And what we see here is that using principles of cryptography and using principles of massively, massively large numbers and the ability to not be able to factor those numbers without all of the energy of all of the stars in every galaxy we can possibly see from the Hubble space station, without being able to do that, we have a degree of certainty or a degree of trust that using this technology we can send secure messages. Thanks so much for listening today. This is Drew Breyer signing off for the night. I'd like to leave you with two resources if you're interested in reading more about this technology, and that is public key cryptography. Just type that into Wikipedia. I can also provide this in the notes, and also pretty good privacy. So we use GPG in our demonstration tonight, but really at the root of it is PGP, or a standard that was actually patented by Symantec and now is being used with government agencies to send secure messages. And also GPG4Win, if you're interested in trying this out yourself, gpg4win.org. And if anything comes up, please direct your questions to my Twitter page at @Drew Breyer. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great night.